Okay, now it's said that Ghislaine Maxwell is in fear for her life, and that Pam Bondi is going to go meet with her. So let's look and just see what it has to say about this meeting, Pam Bondi meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine. Now, as far as the pronunciation of her name, you can stop texting me on that. I've had those that were speaking French that said that my pronunciation of her name for French way was correct, okay? And that, the pronunciation that they want to use here is Ghislaine, okay? So stop texting me. I've already seen the texts for it numerous times. And it just comes out as it comes out. So if you have issue with it, just bypass it, okay? So anyway, let's look and see what it has to say about this Pam Bondi meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell. So under the surface, the first thing we have is new path. Okay, offering a new path, concrete path. Energy coming into it, she's nervous about it, okay? The nightmare. What's happening now? She feels the swords, okay? Again, she's in fear for her life. The challenge is what's being handed out, what she's being said, what she's being told by Pam Bondi. The potential outcome are rapidly moving actions and outside influences. Guess what? Controlling the action. So when it comes to this new path being offered, concrete things being said, let's see what it says. Figuring out the next move, the next action, with what's being juggled. So I'm sure that Pam Bondi's going to go over there and kind of lean on her as to what she could say and what she couldn't say, okay? So when it comes to the energy coming into it, this concern, dread, nightmare scenario, mental conflict, it's about the evidence that she's got, what she's holding on to, okay? The harsh truth, the divine truth, okay, that's being juggled. And they're figuring out how to move forward with this. So today, it's about the swords coming out, okay? These heavy swords of truth that have got her in the position she's in now, and what's being birthed, what's coming out to the American public, and not liking, okay? Yeah, not wanting to see what's being offered up, okay? So the challenge is, again, what she's holding on to, what she knows, what she's offering up, the deal being made, what's being worked on, and the ongoing battle with this. So, potential outcome, this rapidly moving energy, the karmic wheel is turning, and it's about, guess who wants to control the situation. Now he says, I know nothing about it. Oh yeah, he knows everything about it, okay? It's kind of rapidly saying, yeah, you know what happened to Epstein. I wished you well, Okay? So the outside influence of him controlling the action, there's a message about an action, and that could affect your world. Okay? And yeah, it's about the lies being presented, what you can say, what you can't say. Okay? So the message there about the outside influence controlling the action, message about it, and how it can affect your world. Okay? So listen up, Giesland. So anyway, Four Corners, we have a new opportunity rapidly coming from guess who? One who's controlling this and juggling what's there. So the foundation is juggling the genuine truth, not liking what's being presented, and the struggle when it comes to Trump, when it comes to leadership. Figuring out the next move when it comes to the evidence in hand, America, what's being birthed there, and the what's being worked on when it comes to the wheel, karmic wheel. Above it all, new path being offered. We've got the nightmare scenario, the concern, the swords coming out about the concrete things being offered up rapidly. That's coming in rapidly. So the very center of it is about what's coming to America being birthed. Above it, we have the swords coming down and not liking what's there. Okay? We've got the evidence being held onto and what's being worked at. We have the nightmare scenario and the struggle with that. And we have the divine feminine, the truth, and what's being offered. Now, this could also be Pam Bondi standing there and telling her what she can put out and what she can't put out. So when it comes to what the evidence being held to, figuring out the next move when it comes to what's being given in America, the nightmare scenario of having that truth in hand, not liking the what's being offered up, not liking what's being offered up, the path. This is the path you've got. This is the concrete option you have. And juggling, the things that could lay her out. So what is being worked on is the karmic wheel when it comes to what's being birthed. Okay? What you can hand out. They have the fight about what you can hand out. We have him threatening because we have the leadership working on the swords coming down. And then rapidly not liking what she's hearing, what's being offered up. Okay? To her world. Controlling the actions. And a new cup. Oh, I had it. What's the lies being a new cup, and underneath of it all the pain. The pain being offered up, mental, physical pain. Okay? So basically, it looks like Pam Bondi is going to go out there and basically threaten her. Telling her what she can say, what she can't say. This is your path that's open to you. Now, if I were her and they're trying to offer up some way to let her out of jail, if she complies and says, I knew nothing about Trump, but, I would say she needed to watch her back if she got out of jail, because they would want to get rid of her, okay, in case she decided to actually write a book or say something later that looked like the truth. Now we know just before Epstein miraculously committed suicide in jail. That Bill Barr went to see him. And now we have Pam Bondi going to see her. Now, I don't know how much control they have to make people look the other way where she's being held. I don't know what jail she's being held in. But let's go ahead and do the clarifying read and see what else it has to say. About Bondi visiting Ghislaine Maxwell. So the very center of it, this is your life choices, okay? Path you're walking. You have choices in life. This is a message in there about the intent, the truth, the lack of truth, whatever, the mental happenings, and his desires, what he wants, what he's selling. The merchant. Merchant is out there putting the message about her life path, choices you're making in life, okay? Embattled. So she is going to feel very embattled with this because they're looking at a new action, okay? And it's the fight, ongoing struggle with what's being put out there. Embattled, there's an agreement in place. The new action, trying to get away with this. The takeaway about his choices, what he wants, what he's selling, and what she needs to work on. Okay? So, if we look at this, move these over here. Look at it this way. Outside influence overturning. The other side, we have the wealthy overturning. Guess what? The past of the pedophilia. And this long-term, evidence. The long-term evidence. So, what's driving it? Under the surface, outside influence, new action with what's being birthed. When it comes to holding on to the evidence from the White House and the dark drama, okay, and what is being constructed, okay. So it's about what's being constructed. Because, again, outside influence, new action, trying to figure out the next move with what's being birthed, what's being given, the abundance of the information she's holding on to when it comes to the White House. And, again, that cover up the dark deeds, the anti-Christian mentality. We have what's being constructed when it comes to overturning the evidence of pedophilia, the long-term happenings when it comes to the wealthy. Okay. Past, there is disagreement when it comes to the message of and the being embattled. It's what's being worked on when it comes to your choices in life and the fight ongoing with that. And again, trying to get away with it, what he's selling, his desires about the new action. So what's being constructed, built. Pam Bondi's going there to make an offer you can't refuse, kind of thing is what it looks like. Okay, here's an offer you can't refuse because, he wished you well, but remember what happened to your paramour over there. Okay. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.